We'll be starting in just 1 second, folks. Good morning, everybody. Let me just put my camera on. All right. There we go. All right. We don't need that much light here. Let's say hello to everybody. Whew. It's been a interesting 24 hours, right? Let's see. Just put that here. Okay. All right. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody's well. Let's start off. We got Cheese Grade Trader. We got Virtuvian. Good morning, guys. CJ, Brian, Steve, Omar. Good morning, Omar. John, Bugs. We got the usual suspects here. We got Dragon, Yuri, Bill, James, Jill, Dave, Robert, Greg, Devin. We got Mark. We got David. We got RBX10. Good morning, RBX10. I don't remember seeing you here, but welcome. Arnulfo, William, Dave, Lloyd, Lydia, Thomas, Manuel, Nathan, Robert, Matt. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We got Duzzy, Rihanna. Just making sure you guys could hear me okay. Just put yes in the chat if you could hear me okay. Rihanna, Stacy, Carlos. Good morning. Good morning, my people. David, Stan, Javad, Ray, Wayne, Eduardo. We got Junior, Waterford. We got Rick. It is a beautiful day. I haven't been out yet, but it looks like a beautiful day, Rick. Solaire, Warren, anytime I can get in front of the camera with you guys and do what I love to do, it's a beautiful day. Solaire, Warren, Patrick, Richard from Puente Gorda. Good morning. Good morning to you, Richard. We got Manny. We got Jean, David, Sassy Trainer, Pete, Jeremiah, Moondog. Back from the gym. Very good. Very good. Better than being back from the hospital any day of the week. Jody, Wade, Kathleen, Gregory, RP from Spain. Welcome, 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 and thank you for being here such a long ways away. We got Mary, we got Beam Clay, we got Illinois Grain Farmer, John, Kevin, Krish, Edward, Kevin, Kurt, Mike, Genevieve, Mark, Sergey, Jeff, Barry, Mark, Eduardo, Henry, Rock, Chad, Naples fan, Eagle Beagle. Good morning, Eagle Beagle. Always good to see you here. We got Donald, Rick, Michael, Henry, Patrick, Sherman, Lewis, Penny. Good morning, Penny. Just Jen, Steve, Shamens, Frank. What do we got here? We got a lot of people. Here's what we got. We got I lost my tracking. We got Frank, Joel, Jesse, Peanut, Alpha DS, Flying Ronan, Harold, Karen. Good morning, Karen the Shark. I'm glad to see you here. Richard Skinner, Becky, Ralph. Richard, good morning to you. Good to see you here. Are you back, Richard, from the wine stuff? Sandra, Blazer, Jay Blazer, Edward, Besant commentary yesterday. I have one that I have one today actually. Next Gen, Jacques, Walt, Diana, Rayner, Afa Diaz, Roddy, Walt, Stacy, Eduardo, Becky, Lloyd, Rick, Cam, Michael, Lewis, Patrick, Sherman, Next Gen, Whitco, Scotty, Raj, Kirk, Jill. Good morning, Jill. RB10 signed up 2 days ago for A-Line. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You signed up during a pretty bumpy market ride, but it is what it is. We'll never have a perfect ride. Wesley, Don, Mark, Hopiumatic, Delbert, Anukumar, Javad, Robert, Lydia, Cam. Good morning, Cam. You got 70s and 80s loving beginning of fall is always great. Here it's a little delayed. Here it's we have two weathers here usually, hot and hotter. Richard, John. Good for you, John. Good for you. That's very very good. You know the YMCA supposedly is the only place in the city that has a running track here in Jacksonville, from what I understand. I don't know why they don't have running tracks anywhere else, but anyways. And the university here, they have one there too. Randy, JB, Carrie, Robert, Bobby, Scampy, Burn. Good morning, Burn. Burn Dog. Good morning, Burn Dog. I'm back starting marriage year 33. Excellent. Excellent. You've got you got 8 years over me, Richard. 8 years over me. All right. Okay. All right, Brian, good morning. Yeah, we're about to do that right now. Folks, if you're just coming in, and I don't know how many people we got in here right now, probably quite a bit, over 400 in like 5 minutes. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, everybody that's coming in. Let me just type in good morning, everyone, and welcome, welcome, and welcome. All right, there we go. Always good to see my peeps here. So please, if you're right here, go to the gearbox, go to your gearbox and make sure you click on quality. You see how it has me on auto? You don't want to be on auto. When you're on auto, they could, if your internet slows down, don't do that. 1080p. And make sure you're always at 1080p. If I'm going to try to figure out a way I can broadcast better than 1080p, but for now, 1080p is pretty good. So please make sure you're at 1080p. And while you're there, if this show is helpful to you, anybody else telling you about the market sell-off 4 days in a row before it happened? I don't think so. Anyways, give me a thumbs up if you've been benefiting from this show. And if not, that's okay too. Hey, Jim, Yaakov, Inman, hey, shalom to you too, Jim. My late grandfather's name was Yaakov. Yeah, that was his name, Yaakov. Yaakov Rotner, actually. I loved my grandpa. He was awesome. Yeah, great name, man. I love that. I love the Yaakov name. Very cool. Very cool. All right. So let's start off with the pleasantries this morning, or the non pleasantries this morning. What are we seeing today? The market is down across the board. Who could have predicted it? I don't know. I don't even know his name anymore, but here we are. And there were many, many, many signs, and I kept giving them to you every single day. Mostly, you guys remember the bonds, the mags, the fact that I don't want to get into it because we've been talking about them for so much. I kind of want to move on. One thing about me, I'm always moving on. If something is pretty obvious, I don't really want to talk about it. I want to talk about stuff that nobody's talking about, not the stuff that everybody's talking about. So we all see that the market's in the crapper right now. Now the question is how long we're going to stay there, how far we're going to be, what's the next level, what's the next step, not the step we're currently in, and how long we're going to be staying here. Good morning, Ivano. We're Angie, Mazen, Nestor, Hopium. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so far nothing really that great here. Nothing really that great. In terms of momentum, actually something I haven't looked at today for the broad market. Let's see how we look here. And again, this was my big concern right here. This was my big concern. Now you have less than 50% of stocks in the Dow below the 50-day moving average. You have less than 50% of stocks in the Nasdaq below the 50-day moving average, and you only have 53% of stocks in the Nasdaq in the S&P 500 up there. That's not great. The key here is this: as long as this is above 60%, we're okay. If this dips below 50%, we're in a bear market. Yes, we're in a bear market, not in a bearish market, in a bear market if this dips below 50%. And I don't care about market cap. As far as small caps, they're actually not looking that bad because of interest rates. Interest rates are going down, but I don't like what I'm seeing in large caps, not at all. Keep an eye on this NASDAQ 100. Keep an eye on these two numbers. Keep an eye on these two numbers right here. If this goes below 50%, it's not going to be pretty. In terms of momentum levels, just wanted to show you this. The put to call ratio is not looking that bad anymore. Okay. It looks like people are starting to buy puts. So we don't have that tremendous downside. Good morning, William. We don't have that tremendous uh, We don't have that tremendous amount of call buyers anymore, as you could see here. See this? This is what was bothering me right here. That was bothering me, but we're not there anymore. We don't have that panic selling anymore. Okay. And we'll talk more about it in a minute. Actually, the market's not looking all that bad. We have a lot of Fed data today. Okay. Now, when I ask you for what the catalysts are today, just do me and everybody else a favor and just say Fed. You don't have to itemize durable goods, GDP, corporate news. Just Fed data. Fed data. This impacts the bond market. The reason we need to know if so. Here's the thing. This stuff doesn't directly impact the stock market. It indirectly impacts the stock market. It impacts directly the bond market. Because it doesn't directly impact the stock market, we don't need to itemize it. We just need to say a lot of heavy Fed catalysts today, which means the bond market's going to be on fire because of it. So you got Michael Barr speaking. You have Marie Daly at 3:30 before the market closes. And I don't know what she's going to say. We got Bowman speaking. We pretty much know what she's going to say. We know what these guys are going to say. I don't know what Dolly's going to say. But we're going to have Fed speakers throughout the day today. So we may have some chop. I will be talking about how to, in the VIP room today, one of the things I'm going to be talking about is how to know if these intraday market moving news, listen to me carefully, if these market moving news are meaningful or not. I'm going to show you today in the VIP room how to tell when you see these news reports come out during market hours like this or this. I'm going to teach you a very simple way to identify if there's follow through expected or not, okay, which is really, really important. Aside from that, let me tell you what I'm going to go over today in the VIP room. I'm going to go over yesterday's credit versus debit spread exercise. We'll take about 5-10 minutes. I'll redo it again for people who didn't get it yesterday. All right. I'm going to review trailing stops for small caps because I went through it pretty quickly yesterday. For those that didn't get it, I'll go through that again. I'll go through both of those exercises again for you, okay? It should take about 10, 15 minutes to do both of that. Then we're going to move back into intraday trading, and I'm going to talk about which levels. You know how I've been showing you levels? So I'm going to show you which levels are the most important and why, okay? And I'm going to add a little bit of more edumacation to that, okay? I'm going to talk about what negative divergence between VOLD, SPY, bonds, and VIX means, okay? I'm going to talk about solo candles and how to track them. That's the topic about these reports, solo candles. I'm going to talk about upside versus downside of using smaller time frame, like 3-minute or 1-minute candles, like Bugs uses. He uses 512 ticks, which is fine. When you should use options and when you should use other assets like futures. This is just education. This is not like actionable stuff. So we could talk about all that. Different ways to leverage yourself, basically. And if you want to leverage yourself. And any questions that Raleigh will ask me that I didn't answer yesterday. Okay? So a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about. Here's the link again, VIP room. Does that sound kosher to you guys? Does that sound copacetic? And here's the link for customer service live. And so I confuse you a little bit, and then Cam and Gustavo unconfuse you at the Cam and Gustavo show. That's the key here. All right. The customer service live. I confuse you a little bit. They unconfuse you. Okay. Go there. If you guys want to know how to set something up, if you want to know how Alpha Zone Pro works, if you want to know how to get audible alerts, if you want to know how my stock fetchers set up, they have all that information. And if they don't, Cam, I keep saying Raleigh, Cam, not only are they brothers, but they both help me at different times just to help to confuse me even more with names. And they look alike. So anyway, Cam will help you, guide you where everything is, stock fetcher. He'll explain things that you may ask me 100 times. He already knows the answer to these questions. They really know their stuff. They don't have to come here in the morning, but they do, and they take notes because they want to be 100% on the level with you guys. So please use them as your resource. They're very, very valuable, and you get to see Gustavo's Boberman, Jax, which is very cute. All right, have to watch replay. I'll be Rome taking doggy home from hospital. I hope the doggy's okay. And thank you all for all those nice emails about how to treat my arthritis for my dog. So we got these reports coming out in a few minutes. Let's go through some small caps real quick. Let's go through some small caps. We got BTOC this morning. BTOC, I'm going to write these down. BTO, there. BTOC above 280. EVAX. Just want to make sure it hasn't moved up yet. It actually has. That's the funny thing. When I rode this, it was at 555. Now it's at 566. Let me rewrite this. EVAX 568. How about that? Give you guys a little extra room. Let's continue. PEPG. I like this one. I really do like this one a lot. Above 775. PEPG 775. And then Lux. Lux greater than that's this right here. Lux. I really like this one, PEPG. 1465. Lux here. Let me go Lux. This one right here. Oop, just had a candle above my level. Look at that. I have it at 1465. So now it's at 14. You know what? Yeah, let's put 14 here. 1465. How about that? Okay. All right. That's the small caps for today. That's what we're watching right now. Okay. Remember, after market after market opens, not before market opens. If you're a professional trader and you've been trading these for the last 15 years and you trade 100 contracts at a time, you don't have to listen to me. But if you are not one of those, then you should listen to my advice on how to trade these. And again, I'll talk in the VIP room today about very quickly about how to manage these positions. Okay. All right. US dollar, what's the US dollar doing? I mean, we could just like if all we had to do was talk about the US dollar and crude oil, we would be here for like 3 minutes, right? Because look at this. Look at US dollar, right? And you look at crude oil. Look at US dollar, look at crude oil. I mean, my God, they look the same. Look at that. Crude oil, US dollar. They're literally mimicking each other, okay? Not much there. Ringo says PSTV. Let's take a look. PSTV. Yes, PSTV does fit our cat. Yes. We can do that. That looks good. PSTV above 65 cents. I'll add that. That looks kosher. I like it. I like it, Ringo. I like it. PSTV above 65 cents. Okay. B what did you say, Sean? Let's see what Sean says. BTOC. Right here, Sean. It's right here. To BTOC above 280. Above 280 right here. That's I don't even know what this is right here. But the daily chart here is 280. So I'm going to go to 280. I don't see anything else there. Right here, 280. I don't know what's up with this. I don't know what's up with that, but it's 280. All right. Let's continue. LAC. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Yeah, LAC actually looks great, but LAC is not a small cap, guys. It's not a small cap stock. It's 200 million. This was yesterday. Not today. So no soup there. All right, enough. Let's continue. You guys got to be really careful with these. Okay. Gold. What is gold doing? Gold is coming off. Remember, I told you if U.S. dollar starts coming back up, gold is going to start coming off. Well, gold is coming off. Okay. And here you could see it right here. I think gold will come all the way right here to this level. If not, then to the 15-day EMA. It's actually a pretty good trend line right here. Sort of like that. And you could see that our new VWAP is starting to, from last Friday, it's starting to manifest itself. But that's the area I would be looking at gold, okay? And I'll just leave this on here for you guys. There's no options on them, Jim. The stocks that I'm giving you in the morning, the small caps, they don't have options. If they have options, they're not small caps. If you find an option on a stock, it's not a small cap. It may be a meme stock. Don't confuse meme stocks with Amos. Hey, Amos, how are you? Good to see you here. I had the impression that the entry level for small caps was the high of the pre-market. That is correct, Amos. That is correct. But for some reason on this stock, and you're right about that, but for some reason on this stock, BOCO, look at the daily chart. It's weird. And you're right. It says 8, but here it says 2. So I'm going by this. I'm assuming this is an error. Okay. I don't know if this is real or not. I'm just going by the daily chart. If this is real, then it's 875. But if this is real, and I'm always using the daily, it's only 280. But you're absolutely right. Amos was he worked with me for about how long you worked with me for, Amos? About 2 months? He just went back. He was on our team for a while. Good to see you here, Amos. Good to see you here. It is small caps, a pre-market high, above pre-market high. But again, I'm not seeing this manifest itself here. Okay. Notification of 100% buys on my stealth search position from yesterday, making me feel warm and fuzzy. That feels great. Oh, that's the problem. I'm looking at the wrong chart. Duh. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for fixing that. I appreciate it. Carrie, that's called me being a moron. Thank you. Yeah, 5 minutes. So yes. This is why I always use the daily. Now we know why. Thank you, Amos. I appreciate that. I'm showing here pre-market 280. 280. When I switched my charts to the right section, I have 580. And on the daily, I have 580. 280. I'm going to go with 280. Thank you, Amos. See, even there, you're not working for us anymore. You were a volunteer and you're still watching out for me. Looking forward to seeing you back, Amos, and I'll keep you posted on my headphone choice. I'll talk about Sunday in just 1 second. So let me just say something here. Notification buys on my stealth surge. Very nice. Very nice. Hold on. Eagle Beagle. Let me post that here under... Where is my testimony page? There we go. All right. In regarding to Sunday, okay? So let me just very quickly talk about Sunday, and I'll talk about Sunday more today, okay? Very important. Sunday, we're having an urgent members-only meeting. It's coming Sunday, September 28th. And I'm going to discuss something very, very exclusive that I want to share with our paying members first. Okay. If you want to make sure you miss it, here is the sign up link. This is going to be a world exclusive premiere. It's not going to be about True Trend. It's going to be nothing about True Trend. There's nothing relating to True Trend on Sunday. It's brand new. It's exclusive. And you guys will get first dibs at it. All my people will get first dibs. There it is. That's what's happening Sunday. I'll be talking about it a lot today in the VIP room. But again, it's an urgent members-only meeting, very exclusive, brand new, all new information, something you guys are going to be very, 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 very happy about, okay? Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You would be foolish to miss it. That's all I'm going to say. All right, let's continue our meeting, okay? Let's continue our agenda. This is important. Bond market. What is the bond market doing? And by the way, what the bond market's going to be doing uh, in the next, and thank you for catching the fact that my charts were off. That just goes to show you how big of an idiot I could be. Don't ever, don't ever assume I'm always correct. Check, double check, and verify. These are our levels for the bond market, the 5-minute levels. This is the daily levels. Let me just erase this so you could see everything here. See how we're below the 8-day EMA and we're just choppy here? That's not great. Remember I told you we need to go back above this level, 89.54. Now, one silver lining is that the bond market's not going lower or breaking down. That's going to put brakes on the downside in the stock market, I believe, after we cool off a little bit, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But as of right now, the bond market is being pretty steady. Now, I don't want to jinx this because we have a wazoo of reports coming out. We have durable goods, we have GDP, we have international trades, we have jobless claims. I mean, they couldn't separate these, right? They couldn't separate them a little bit. But here we are, and we're going to be watching them live in just a few minutes so we could see exactly what the bond market's doing. The levels you want to watch on the bond market is going to be the 88.61 level and the 89.47 level. These levels right here, 88.61, 89.47. I'm just going to kind of put this right here to the side because the report comes out and all these reports come out in about a minute. Good morning, Gregory. Good morning, Rope. Good morning. Sign up. Don't worry if it says Saturday. It's Sunday. Let me just see what it says. Does it really say Saturday? Hold on. Let me see this. Let me see what it says. Yep, it does. It does. 1 second. Let me give them this so they could fix this. Okay. Yes. Thanks for that. Already we found an error. Folks, it's Sunday. Don't worry. Just sign up for it. It's Sunday. Trust me, it's going to be Sunday. I'm not working on Saturday. It'll be Sunday. Sunday at 1 p.m. That thing will change. I just told them. Sunday. Doesn't matter what it says. I'm telling you it's going to be Sunday. I know my schedule. It's going to be Sunday. I don't know a lot of things, but I know that I'm not going to work on. I'm too tired on Saturday. I'm too tired. I don't like to do classes on Saturday. I like to do them on Sunday. So it's definitely going to be Sunday. You got to put a gun to my head to work on Saturday because I'm tired. Believe it or not, but this takes a lot of energy from me. Okay, let's see what bond market's doing. Bond market's coming right back down. Keep an eye on this 88.61 level. This is not good for the stock market, even though I don't know what the report is. Bonds going lower is not good for the market. But let's see what the numbers are. Well, the durable goods are not that bad. Better than expected. Let's see what GDP is. GDP, I don't see yet. Employment, this is the one I really want to know about. Okay. Do you guys remember what I told you, what I've been telling you for ages now, how broken this is, how it goes up to 275 and then it goes back down? Well, guess what? It went to 275 2 weeks ago, and now we're back at 218. Do I know my numbers? Do I know my Fed reports or what? How many times have I told you guys? How many times did I tell you guys that this damn thing, not the VIX, this thing is broken? Remember, what did I say? 225, 210, 215, 230, and then it goes up to 275, scares the crap out of everybody, and then it comes right back down. Well, it was 225, 245, 270 something, and now it's at 218 again. There we have it. How many times, folks, for those of you who've been watching me for a long time, how many times have I said this? Like literally, how many times have I said this? 100, maybe like 100. I'm not kidding. maybe 100 times, maybe 200 times. See what I'm saying? I don't get it. I don't, and based on the employment situation, it shouldn't be that. It should be like 300, 320, many times, right? How many times have I said this? Do you remember, guys? It goes from 225, 225. Ever since COVID, it's been a 225. One time during COVID, it went up to 300 or 275, and then it came back down, and then it happened here again. Yeah, it's basically telling us employment is great. So, but the bond market is flat right now. It's not going anywhere. It's flat. It's just kind of this is not very much right here. Let's see what GDP came out. But this is a good number. Um, Although Trump will probably say it's fake. And you know what? It may be fake because it's ever since COVID, I'm telling you, 200 low 200s every time. Ooh, 3.8. Ooh, ouch. That's a little too hot. That's a little too hot of a number. That's a little hot. That's pretty hot. Pretty hot. Wow. All right, not a great number. Pretty hot inflation. Although the bond market seems to be holding on to the lows so far. Keep an eye on this level right here now. 88.70 right here and then 88.61. But it's holding this level pretty well. Okay. So the reports, let's see if durable goods came out. Yeah, durable goods came out. International trades and services, less than expected. So the news was okay. Nothing horrible. Nothing really bad. Nothing really bad. Wesley says many times. Church, sorry, I have to miss. Don't get Charlie Clyde. You're going to miss out on a big thing. Every time the claims report comes out, I'm telling you guys, I'm not making this up. I'm serious. If you don't believe me, pay attention to this report. Every time it comes out in the low 200s, one time during COVID, and then 2 weeks ago, it jumped up to the 280, 75, whatever the hell it was, and now we're back at 218. This is, I don't know what to tell you, but this is not a surprise. This is like an everyday occurrence now, okay? Every week occurrence now. Bitcoin, what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is breaking down the 100-day. And that actually, cryptos are a catalyst today, which we'll talk about in 1 second. GDP's too hot. The number's too high. Look, 3.8% is way too hot. We're trying to get it down to like what, 3%, 2.8, 3%? This is too hot. This is too hot. And personal consumption expenditures are way too hot. Look, 1.6, 2.5. It's too hot. The number's too hot. All right. US dollar, bond market, kind of staying not really breaking this low right here, which is good for now. Just kind of doing its thing. Let's see. Yeah, bond market. Look at what the low is right near this level. Let's see if it breaks or just kind of stays in here. But the bond market's not moving all that much. Let's see what the stock market's doing. SMH is breaking down on this. SPY is doing nothing on this. QQQ coming off. MAGS kind of rounding the bottom. All right. So, and also China. I forgot to talk about China real quick. We're making good on time. No rate change down. If the economy is rolling, which Powell will explain, cutting rates will increase inflation. Yeah, absolutely. China has an A line right here. That's an A line right here. So I'm starting to look at Chinese stocks. So if I see a Chinese related ADR that looks good, I may want to buy it because I think this may be coming back up. And Japan made a new high. All right. Let's talk about all the catalysts today. Folks, please don't itemize all the Fed stuff. We already it's already news. Now, I want to show you something painful. I am not going to rub it in and say I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. Look at mega caps. Look at the last 3 days on mega. Remember this? We're overextended. We can't go higher. My big discussion Monday morning to you. This is not sustainable. Anybody who thinks it is going to be having egg all over their face, and we'll talk about all that in a minute. But don't say I didn't warn you. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say that you didn't know. Don't say that I didn't give you heads up. Let me ask you a question. How long was I telling you about this before it happened? Since right here. Since right here. 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day, 6 days before it happened. Can anybody here with a straight face say that I did not warn you that the mega caps were way, 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 way overextended? Did we not talk about that like uh, to a degree of nauseum? Okay. Uh, Rob, that's a great question for Customer Service Live. Here's a link for you. Here's a link for you. Great question for Customer Service Live. Here's a question for you. There's the link right there. John says, yes, you did big time. Your crystal ball was right on. Yeah, I mean, how will government shut down? It won't, Paul. It's not going to have any impact. It never does. They don't shut anything down. Um, all right. Pointing to more weakness on Wall Street. Gee, I wonder who could have predicted that one. After 2 days of losers, while investors await a fresh batch of U.S. economic data, remarks from Federal Reserve, and earnings report from Costco. So let me ask you, what are the catalysts? Let's see. Let's see the catalysts. I did. We will show how to plot AVA. There you go. See, that's a perfect question for a Customer Service Live. All right. So catalysts. Let's see what you guys have written down here. Let's see. Fed speak. Yes, we got that. We got Fed data. Infotech, XLY, crypto chips in Japan. RP, you may be becoming a very good friend of mine because I think you guys got everything. I got Japan. I got consumer discretionary. I got consumer. Did you get Infotech? Yeah, he got Infotech too. You know, RP, yours and mine looks exactly the same. The only thing you may not have, I think you might have missed Oracle. You might have missed Oracle. Let's see what Matt's got. Matt's got Oracle. He's got chips, Bitcoin, retail, auto, KMX. Yeah. That's retail. Yeah, he's got. Boy, you guys are getting good. Um, that's a good point. Hold on. I didn't even check. I didn't even check if ACN is a S&P 500 stock. Oh, that is all. Okay, I have Infotech via another stock. So yeah, double whammy, double whammy, double whammy. By the way, we did a time spread on this yesterday. Let me know if you guys got into it, okay? Let me know if you guys got into it. Okay. This is good because our short is going to expire with this. This is good. This is good for our position. Okay. Let's so here's my catalyst. Chips, crypto, Oracle, computer networks, Infotech, JBL, consumer discretionary, KMX, Japan, and so you guys pretty much got all of them. You guys are getting pretty good at this. Richard Feinberg, let's see. Fed speakers, Fed data, KMX, Oracle, Intel, chips, crypto. Well, Intel and chips is the same thing, but yes, you guys are getting them. You guys are getting them, and you're not. Most importantly, you're not giving me nonsense. You're not giving me nonsense, which is great. Heavy Fed JBL, is it a S&P 500 company? I don't think so. Yeah, it is. It is Infotech. Yeah, we're good. We got it all covered. We got it all covered. I got chips, crypto, Oracle, Infotech, JBill, consumer discretionary, KMax, and Japan. You guys got them all. You guys got them all. If you didn't get filled, don't worry about it. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job. Very good job. Very, very, very good job. I'm very proud of you guys. All right, so let's talk about markets. Do you guys remember my prediction yesterday? I said My prediction yesterday, the day before yesterday, the day before yesterday, I basically was saying how, and I drew a trend line for you guys here, just so you know, and I still have it. I haven't moved it. Right here is my trend line. Here, let me. Remember this trend line I drew for you? I haven't changed it. Now, here. See this price action, this line right here? If we break this line right here, we're going to fill this gap. Once we fill this gap right here, we should be back to fair value right here if we break this area. So the next level is this area right here, 63.57. If we break 63, if we break the red line, the cross between the black line and the red line right here, that's this area right here, 63.57. The next level is right here, and right here we're back to fair value because we're very close to the moving average. Now I also said something else. I said if mega caps come down to this line right here, I said VIX is going to go to 20. Yesterday, VIX hit the 100-day moving average. If we break lower today, if we break this level today, I want you guys to keep an eye on MAGs. Why am I so focused on MAGs? You may or may not realize this, but this is what's been driving markets for the last couple of weeks, not the overall market. This right here. If this comes down to this area right here, I mean, if this starts breaking down that 63.50 level that I keep talking about, this level right here, whatever that level is, 63.50, let's just say 63.50, 63.40. If we start coming into here, I promise you that VIX is going to break out of this range and start going towards the 20 area. Okay. Right now, notice the sizes of the bars are not that big. And what I'd really like to see today is I would like to see us bottoming out on the SPY near the 15-day right here. I want to see us bottoming out near the 15-day. The SPY tends to hold the 15-day. If not, we're going here. And if we go right here, if we break this level, come down here, then the MAGs will break this level and come down here as well, back to that range that I keep talking about right here. This level right here. Somewhere right in this area right here. They got to come down to this level right here. They're going to be we're going to be in panic mode when they come right here, but I think they will. And that means the VIX will come to this area, start breaking out of this box. Okay? As of right now, the next key level is we broke the 8. If we don't hold this right here, this area, we're going to go right here to the 15, which is at 63.50, and then the next area is 62.97. Okay? The SPY, let's talk about the SPY. The SPY is at the 15-day right now. So if MAGs, you want to write this down, guys. If MAGs right now hold this area or bottom out at the 15-day, then SPY will hold on to this area or hold on to this. But the bottom line is I think we're going to see support either right here or right here. More likely than not right here because this needs to shake out. And if this breaks, we got the 50-day right here behind us. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. And volatility is not there yet either. And we've had 3 down days. This is going to be the 3rd down day. So we may have a little bit of a reprieve. QQQ, again, the 15-day. Keep an eye on the 15-day. Keep an eye on these levels right here. The 15-day right here, 590. QQQE. I remember somebody telling you how I was so critical of this. I said this just can't go any higher. This needs to come back to this area right here. Let me just make this a little bigger here. Right here. Yeah, this needs to come back into this box, into this territory. RSP is actually here. RSP. Just kind of stay in this area right here. This doesn't have much to go because this is not overextended. Okay. As far as momentum is concerned, let's see. Oh, we got 700 people here. How many thumbs up do we have? Let's see. 230 folks, if you're just coming in here and if you're finding this helpful, give us a thumbs up, one thumbs up right here. Okay. And I appreciate it. Also, again, VIP room where hot stock, and I have a list of hot stocks for you guys today. Here's VIP room link. Here's the link for customer service live. And here's the link for the webinar. And again, this webinar is happening on Sunday. It's not happening on Saturday. It's happening on Sunday. Oh, they already changed it. Okay. There it is. That's the link, and that's happening on Sunday. Okay. So let's look at momentum. Do you guys remember earlier in the week or last week, last Friday, we came into last Friday and I showed you this was at 347. And when that was happening, the market was right here. The market was right here, right here, right here, right there. None of this happened. And I told you guys that every time this goes into the 300-400s, if we can't get cooperation from other indexes, it goes down. So look what happened Monday, 233. Look what happened going into Tuesday. This is going into Tuesday. Look at what happened 168. Look at what happened going into today, 125. We went from 347 stocks making 1 month high to 125. Meanwhile, the number of breakdowns is getting higher. So let's see how we're looking here. Let's see what stocks are still being accumulated. Semiconductors are still leading. Technology is still leading. But look what you have here, utilities. You have energy. You have Dow Jones. Retail is here. Consumer discretionary is on the bottom. Communications at the bottom. Bitcoin is at the bottom. Home builders are at the bottom. Mid caps are at the bottom. Retail is right here. We want all of that to be up here. So you don't have congruency right now. You have a distorted market right now. You have a very distorted market right now. A very distorted market right now. There's not a lot of directional bias right now. And I already showed you yesterday, and I'm going to do this again just to show you. Let me give you a good example of what I mean. You have 61 stocks making 52-week highs right now. 61. You have literally 100 stocks making 90-day highs. Now, last time that happened, you know how many stocks were making 90-day lows? 10, 12. Look how many we have now. We have some firepower to the downside. Now, look at all the stocks to the upside. Overextended, 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 not overextended, 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 overextended. Do you guys see what that's looking at all of these stocks that are making 90-day highs? Do you see how overextended they are? There's not a lot there. There's not a lot for us. Ooh, the SPY's coming off. Look at that. And TLT. Yep. We haven't broken that level yet, but we're now at 88.61. If we break this level right here, we're going to go lower. But so far, we're okay. Let's see what SMH is doing. Breaking down. Let's see what MAGs are doing. Holding on. Let's see what SPY's doing. Nah. Let's see if we can hold the 15. We couldn't hold the 8. Let's see if we can hold the 15 today. Let's see if we can close above the 15 today. Okay. All right. Intraday levels. Intraday levels. Let me give you levels for today. Okay. All right, let me get you this. I know you guys like when I post these for you, so I'm going to post them for you right now. Spy levels. Let's do QQQ. And we're breaking down. Okay, let me give you these levels. QQQ levels. I would be looking at energy, crude oil energy and Bitcoin. They have a strong relationship, Karen the Shark. I got to get out of here. So let me give you SMH levels. Oh, they're still good. I don't have to do anything here except add one line. Perfect. Let's do that. Sometimes there's nothing to do. Here's SMH. And let me see IWM. Man, these levels are perfect. I don't have to do squat here, except one thing. Right there. Okay, perfect. Let me give you those. And then we'll go through our large caps. Okay, here are IWM. Hopefully these levels are helpful to you guys. Can you color code the lines of the most important levels? No, Rock, but you can after I teach you which ones are the most important today in the VIP room. And here's the link for that. Rock, if I could, the problem is I don't have time. I don't have enough time. Uh, yeah, come into the room today and I'll teach you how to. My goal here is not to do it for you. My goal here is to teach you how to do it so you don't have to rely on me 100%. That's the link for the VIP room today. And again, folks, before I give you my stocks to watch, my large caps to watch, today's agenda in the VIP room, and I just posted the link for you, and Raleigh will be there with me. We're going to go over yesterday's credit versus debit spread exercise. It'll take about 5-10 minutes. We'll review trailing stops for small caps. I went through both of these things pretty quickly yesterday. I'll do a review. I'm going to talk about levels for intraday trading, Rock, and talk about which levels are the most important. See, Rock? Which levels are the most? See, my agenda is already locked in for today. Which levels are the most important? What negative divergence between Volt and SPY and Bond and VIX does? Solo candles, how to track them? Upside versus downside of using smaller time frame, like 3 or 1 minute a day trade. Like Bugs uses 512 tick bars. So I'm going to talk about that. When you should use options versus using futures versus staying out. What type of leverage you should use, and any other question that Raleigh has that I forgot to answer yesterday. So here's the link for that again. And customer service live, like somebody asked me, where do you get your this? Where do you get this? How do I set up this? Where's the VWAP? Customer service live, the Cam and Gustavo show. They know. I'm in calls expiring today. Those red candles scare me. I'll be there. Good, Rock. Good. You want me to give you levels for the mega caps? I don't think I set up levels for the mega caps. I could do levels for mega caps. Sure, why not? Okay. You asked me for levels. Here's your levels. See, I deliver. I'm the man of the people. If the people ask for something, I deliver. There you go. Let me post it for you. All right. Those are the mags levels. So now let me talk about momentum. We don't really have a lot of momentum to the downside yet, but we're getting there, and to the upside. Here are the stocks that I'm looking at, and I'll do this with, and I'll give you my parting shot. You're welcome. Good. I'm glad, RP. Good, 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 good. I'm glad you guys like those levels. If you guys enjoy what I'm doing, give me one thumbs up, one time. You don't have to do it twice. Oh, and by the way, Bitcoin, somebody mentioned Bitcoin. Karen, keep an eye on this right here because we had some negative news on Bitcoin for so let's go through our levels real quick through our news, and then I'll give you guys today's stocks, okay? Pointing to more weakness on Wall Street, Federal Reserve earnings, Costco coming out after market closes. Costco earnings are very influential, like Target. Retail is very essential. Yesterday, FCX didn't do us any favors. Bloom Energy didn't do us any favors. Adobe didn't do us any favors, but tech stocks did. I completely missed this run up on Marvell. My fault. New home sales came in much better than expected, which is not a surprise considering interest rates are about to go lower. Mr. Besant said yesterday that he's disappointed in Jerome Powell, has clearly not outlined an agenda for lowering interest rates. If I was Powell, my comeback to Besant would be, I'll clearly outline my agenda for lowering interest rates the minute you tie up all your loose ends with the tariffs, so I actually know what to project. So there's Powell's silent answer to Mr. Besant. Okay, as soon as you tie up all your tariffs, which we don't even know if they're going to happen or not, then I'll give you my agenda for lowering rates. Okay, that's usually how things work. All right. Besant said they're too restrictive, blah, 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 blah. Dolly said on Wednesday that more interest rate cuts will be needed, but noted that policymakers should be careful. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I want more information. I want to know how the tariffs are impacting our economy. 91.9% of a 25 basis point rate cut. I'm curious what the numbers are for December. I forgot to ask Kane yesterday. I'll ask him later today. AZP will use 5 minutes. U.S. Commerce final gross estimate. It's what was the number? It was really hot. 3.8. Man, this is hot. This is a hot number. Real hot number. Durable goods orders, core durable goods, that came out. Existing home sales will be coming out today. So far, let me just look at bonds. Bonds look like they've bottomed out right below above our level, and they look like they're consolidating. If they come up, we should see more upside in the market. But overall, I mean, we're not really all that much down from where we were before the market opened. I mean, this was before all the news came out. So we're pretty much where we were, broke down here. Let's see if this holds or if that's going to be another leg down. 88.61 is the level you want to watch. All these reports already came out. We're going to be hearing a lot of Fed speakers today. We got Costco, ACN, J-Bill, CarMax. We have a time spread on ACN, and I got to get out of here. Europe is down half a point. Construction and healthcare, not tech. China closed below the flat line. Their semiconductors gave up early gains, finished unchanged. Japan closed higher, hit a new record high. Bank stocks lost ground, but electronic stocks did well. So let's see if we have a turnaround today. Mags. You're going to be watching mags. Mags are right near their low right now. Starting to follow that bond market. Pre-market, our catalysts, crypto. I warned you about Bitcoin possibly coming off here. Oracle's down, open. That's a stock we're going to be watching today. It's a small stock. Intel is down. That's a chip stock. Same thing as chips. And we're going to be watching J-Bill and CarMax earnings. We got those. Thank you for was also very hot. Yes, personal consumption was very hot. Look at this. 1.6 versus 2.5. Yeah, that's very hot. Very hot, Jeff. Very, very hot. This is economy's running too hot, guys. Really, really hot. Let's continue. And that's the report. So now let me give you stocks to watch. And by the way, this is my levels that I drew for you earlier this week. This level I drew for you like a month ago and or like 2 weeks ago. And yes, all of this crap needs to be erased. This needs to come back down to this area, to fair value, which will be somewhere right around here. It'll happen. You will see. Stocks that I'm looking at. Short side first, CBZ. CBZ. Toast. Man, you guys I'm going to be late to work again. Toast. Toast is toast. BWIN. It means it's too good. It's too hot. It's running too hot. It needs to cool off. I'm not using Fibonacci levels. I never use Fibonacci levels, and I will never use Fibonacci. Well, I don't want to say never, but BWIN. I don't know any full-time professional traders that manage money that use Fibonacci levels. I've never met one. I use price levels. Price levels are a lot more important than Fibonacci levels. Fibonacci levels are just levels you impose on a chart. Price levels are actual levels that people engage in. So I would much rather know something it actually happened versus theory. Let me ask you guys, when you're studying something, what's more valuable? Something that a history lesson or something that's actually happening right now? Something that's actually happening, because you can use that info to make your decisions. That's what I use. Something that I use levels that are happening right now, where people actually put money behind, not some theoretical levels that are based on natural levels from 10,000 years ago. ICE, eToro, all these exchanges are coming off. NASDAQ, ICE, eToro, everything relating to trading is coming off. This is not a good sign, not a good look for the economy. PayX. Mark, I'll explain it more. Running too hot means we need to slow down. We need to slow down the economy. We need to slow down the economy a little bit. But the problem is it's getting too hot, but employment is not. So it's a double whammy. And making good money and understand. And if anybody doesn't understand what I mean, I have a perfectly good email address and I'm not afraid to use it. Roger@rogerscott.com. And you guys are more than welcome to email me. I get probably 100 to 200 emails a day. 4 and check. Bonds are starting to come up a little bit. come up a little bit. This is good. SPY and MAGs are sitting on their lows. Look at this. On their lows, right at this level. Okay. Let me give you my upside levels, my upside stocks. And notice something interesting while I'm giving you these stocks. See if you could find out what the common theme here is. And I'm not doing it on purpose. No, not this today. It got downgraded earnings. Forget about this one. MDT. See how many tech stocks you could find in my analysis. General Motors. RTX. Keep an eye on that 657.49 level on the SPY, folks. 657.49 on the SPY. RTX. Levi's. Levi's. FE. What I mean by running hot means it's expanding too fast. I like this FE. Dino. CNTA. Now, these are potential A lines. Walmart. TJ Maxx. And FBK is not an A line. Basically, Ross Store, Walmart, and TJ Maxx look like they could be A lines. Now, have you guys noticed something interesting about every stock that I showed you today to the long side? Did you find a lot of wild tech stocks on my list? A lot of chip stocks, tech stocks, info tech stocks, consumer discretionary stocks? No. That's right, Eagle Beagle. All right, folks. So, I don't know if we're going to have a turnaround today or tomorrow, but we're going to start. The market's going to start. Buyers are going to start coming in. I don't know if they're going to hold. I'll be updating you on key levels. The biggest thing right now is to keep watching the bond market, this level right here, 88.61, and watching VIX and seeing if VIX can get above that 17 level. See how it's at 1744? Usually when it goes up to this level, it starts going higher. I want to see if this continues moving higher or starts backing away. I also want to know what the ADD will be today when the market opens. I want to see if it's really, really low or really high to the downside. If it's really high to the downside and if it doesn't turn around over the first half hour, I'm going to start looking for shorts. I will be updating you like I always do, I'm going to be updating you like a beast in the Telegram channels. Again, here's the link for the VIP room where we have a lot of hot stuff today to discuss. A lot of hot stuff to discuss. You got to get out of here. And here's the link to Customer Service Live. Hopefully this is benefiting you. And here's the link to the all-exclusive Sunday event. This is going to be World Cap's exclusive premiere. Thank you, guys. I think we covered a lot today. Wow, I've been here live for an hour and 10 minutes. Bye, guys. I'll see you later. I got to get to work. We have an ACV time spread, and I have to check on it. Bye, everybody. No problem, Yuri. Glad to help. Bye, guys. Have a great day, everybody. Folks, be careful. Be careful. Don't try to bottom pick. Wait for a bottom, and I will be updating you every step of the way. And if I'm not here to update you, Clyde will do it. Bye.